Yes.
Back?
Is it better?
Okay?
Yes. Viewers, we are waiting for you to let us know if there is still echo or problem.
I think still it's there. I think because your audio can be listened, by the others. When we speak and the audio goes there, and then it comes. We are using some earplugs. If you have also, it will be, I think, to solve the problem.
Let me stay quiet with that. Please tell the viewers meanwhile what is happening with you with reference to your own practicing during this lockdown.
See, for me, what happens is that I have always been very disciplined about my practice. So I never depended much on having the teacher with me or having classes going on or anything like that. I always try to be very much serious about my practice. So it kind of same in that sense. Because of course we have to manage a lot of. And with Baladeva,
I'm the same. All my life I have time for practicing. So this lockdown, actually, I was just talking with my mother and my grandmother. They are in Brazil now, and I say, yeah, this lockdown, I'm really keep working because I'm very passionate about my work. So I always will find opportunities to, keep helping other artists and also developing my work. So I'm dividing very nice my times in home. 1 month in home. I never felt like this before. I'm feeling really in a prison, but my consciousness is flying, so I'm not feeling stuck. I'm not feeling in a prison actually. I'm using this opportunity to travel beyond the physical boundaries.
That's a very positive way of looking at it, and that is what is inspiring. Very true. Very, very true. I think the young performers and students can take some ideas from this, that you can use this as a period for more self-motivation and enthusiasm.
Absolutely, Manasi, absolutely.
And my next question to you is, there is this deep connection that you usually observe between spiritualism and arts. So what are your thoughts, both of you, on this connection between spiritualism and arts? Yeah, I think especially in Indian arts, it's something that is necessary. You cannot split these two things, because our arts, they are all based on that, right? Like, I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer. I'm going to dance about Krishna, about Shiva, about Devi. So I cannot just think they are just the myths that never existed. Otherwise, what is the sense? Why would I do that, right? And even we are following the Natya Shastra, which is also a Veda. It's the fifth Veda, right? So it's telling us, there are a lot of things described in the Natya Shastra, such as the movements and all these Vedas we use. But there is more than that also. It establishes since the beginning until the end what is the purpose of the art, which is to achieve this spiritual progress. So even if your movements are not exactly what is described there, because we know the movements have changed a lot. All these adavas we do, everything is different nowadays. All the instruments we use are different. Things change according to the time and place, and all these change. But the purpose of the art should be there, right? That has to, because that is the main thing. So whatever things can change, okay, whatever can be changed, it's fine. But the main thing, the purpose of something should be there, right? So if the purpose is maintained, whatever else changes, it's okay. Things will change with time. They are not crystallized. Yeah. But if the main purpose changes, then all the rest, if you keep all the rest, doesn't make any sense. So the purpose of the arts, according to the Natya Shastra, is the spiritual progress. So if you're doing all the movements, you are playing the correct song and all that, but the main thing is not there, then what is the sense? It's like having a beautiful, red, brilliant apple, but it's made of plastic. Beautiful example, true. It's very interesting way that you're looking at it. Absolutely good. So, from the Occident to the Oriental, what I've been observing in some of the others who know you personally, that it's not just that you are practicing the Indian dance form or music form, but it's that you believe in something which is the Indian philosophy as well. So, how was your first exposure to the Oriental, and what made you feel one with it, probably?
Yeah, I would like to just say about you talked about arts and spirituality. I just want to say that we cannot separate our life in this human form, in this planet, with spirituality, because what we really are is spirituality. So if we separate what we do from spirituality, it's not possible. It's an hallucination because we cannot separate what we really are. Actually, we are not this body, we can separate from it, but from our spiritual nature, that's something that can never happen. And this is what attracted us from the Eastern, West to the Eastern philosophy, and then we went to art. In Kamalakshi's case, her family, her mother works with yoga because this is start to becoming very common in America in the beginning of last century. Yogananda Maharaj went there, and other people bringing philosophy. Krishnamurti become very famous, but it was really the Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya from ISKCON, that it's just a small part of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, that really translate the ancient scriptures, Puranas, Upanishad, Veda, and Bhagavad Gita, Itihasas, everything for English language. So we could at least try to find, because it was very mystical. I myself got into the philosophy. I went to the Philosophy University. It's the Christian big university in Brazil. And people look for the Eastern philosophy as a mystical, and nobody could really help me. So when my uncle asked me to read the Eastern philosophy for me to find the answers for my deep philosophical questions, then my life really changed. And that's when I went to the small Jagannath Mandir in our city, Baladeva, Brazil, and then I met my wife. So it's a magical
connection. Yes, it's an arrangement, and only God knows His ways, and we follow it. Very true.
Yeah, and then we met you, and then we are here in India, and then we are doing this live.
It's just in a click. All this is like so fast. Very true. Time is passing very fast with arts all around us, and we trying to create new things with the olden things in hand, the olden scriptures in hand. True. I want you to tell our viewers and friends, what is Natya Yoga Company all about? So what is it that is there in your mind and your hearts about bringing Natya Yoga even to India? Yeah, Natya is not just about dance, right? Natya is much more. It's like all the performing arts and all that. So we were doing some work. We had already our work, like me for dance and theater and acting and all, and for Baladev with music and poetry and all that. So we started working together. And then we were thinking like, okay, this is not just about dance or just about the music. And there is this yoga thing, which is the connection with this supreme energy, with the spiritual path. So we thought, okay, this is exactly what we want to do and what we have been doing, because we are working together with all these arts. We used to have some performances where some videos are there, and the dance is there, and the acting is there, and the music is there, and the poetry and the philosophy and everything is there. and all pointing to this spiritual path. So then we created this Natya Yoga because we were already doing so much work together. Okay, let's face it. Now we are working together. And then, we started promoting festivals and doing our performances also like that, and teaching also.
Kamalakshi is one of the only persons in Brazil that have a master's dissertation about Natya Shastra and the, dance through the Shastra, sadhu, and scriptures and everything. So actually, we create this here in India in 2018. So it was the year that Manasi went to Brazil to perform in the Magic India Festival we promoted there. And we were thinking we were coming back to Brazil after we came 1 year to research here. It was a difficult year in Brazil that time. So we planned to come here in India to learn. I was really looking to play the veena because I'm a guitarist since I was 7 years old. My father taught me the guitar since then. So veena is the grandmother of the guitar as a strings instrument.
Yes.
And I was very interested because I am a very big fan of Narada Muni Rishi. So when I read about him, I became his fan, and I really want to follow his footsteps. So when I came here and we start this idea, we went, let's go back to Brazil, let's back with something very strong that connects spirituality. Yoga, it's a very famous word, and Natya. Natya is not, nobody knows about Natya there. So we tried to start with it. And we didn't did any publish nothing, just start to put in place like Natya Yoga, spiritual arts. Natya Yoga, spiritual arts. So we went back to Brazil, and then we're feeling that we need to qualify more ourselves in the ancient arts, and also we need to contribute here because since more than 10 years, Kamalakshi is coming and going, and I'm coming and going for more than 5 years. So what happened is that we are seeing how Indian culture it's being influenced by the outside, and at the same time, it's nice to see the world outside. But if this is to mix and make stronger the culture, the ancient culture and spirituality. So if we are observing that Indian is following outside culture more in a materialistic way. So this is bringing more lust, this is bringing more greed, this is bringing a lot of, drugs and violence, everything. We are really tired to know how it happens there and where this will go after some time. So thinking about qualifying ourselves and being here, helping to build this, keep working in the ancient art and keeping it safe and a pure spiritual purpose, then we came back. And then we say, no, let's start to take Natya Yoga Brazil to India. So if Indians see that we from outside are really respecting and acting in a proper way, following what is needed to make this, this tradition to still exist for some generation, at least ours and some people around us, that will be our, our success of coming here. So that's why we came back, monks. That's why we are really thankful to talk about.
Very beautifully said, and I think some very strong observations and emotions portrayed out here. I'm sure the viewers can understand what is the sensitivity behind this, what they're trying to explain here. As Baladeva said, that being from an Occident culture, something so modern, right from the far west, they're leaving everything behind and coming all the way to India. And with all the struggles of visa and the cultural shock and whatnot, maybe the languages, they're still trying to respect and pay their interests through pursuing and continuing this form, not just in Brazil, but right here, right in Bangalore, right in India. So I think those who are looking out for something which is not so Indian, do it, but try to balance is what is a message right out there. Thank you for saying that. Thanks for expressing your thoughts, your feelings.
My next question is, so Kamalakshi, you have two sisters who are also into classical dance. So how do you feel, because they are there and you're here? So how do you connect with them, and how do you continue your practice and maybe growth together despite being away, and with your students who are in Brazil?
Yeah, my sister Alessandra, she has been taking care of my students when I'm not there, actually, because she came to the dance for some time ago, for a few years, and she came to India with me to perform. More than once she came to perform here with me and learn. So she has been taking care of the students there and performing there. So we do almost daily classes since I came here. Because we have a lot to learn and a lot to do. So because she's my sister, she doesn't have another option. She has to do daily practice. So that's the good thing about being elder sister and also the teacher. It's two-time pressure. So she doesn't have another option. Fernanda also, she came a little later, but now she's just getting ready for a nice performance because she finished all the adavus and she started, practicing for her Salangai Puja. So I'm also teaching her a lot. And now with this lockdown, all the students in Brazil who are now learning from my sister, they were all supposed to continue their learning through internet. So I said, okay, since it's through internet, let me, take over again. So I'm teaching all of them again, which is actually very nice because, after some time, the students, they become really part of your life. They are like family. It's like I feel as if they were my daughters, or my younger sisters. We become very, very close. So it's very nice to be teaching them again. And because I have been always traveling and all that, so I already have a lot of experience with my teaching like that. Because sometimes I was here in India or in US, or even my students, the senior students, they were also traveling. So I never let that stop me from teaching. So for many, many years, I have been teaching like that through the internet also. Because for me, when I came to India first, I spent 6 months here and I had to go back to Brazil and stay there for some time before I could come back. I was always, since 2007, I come here and I kept coming and going. And I was practicing alone when I was there, sometimes for 1 year. Whatever I was learning here, I was going there and just practicing the same thing because I was not very advanced also. So I didn't know much what to do. Now, if I'm alone, it's different. But at that time, it was very difficult. So what I thought is like, if I have somebody through internet who can help me like that, it will be much easier because not everybody also has the discipline to be doing exactly the same thing again and again for 1 year, True. Without anybody watching. It's very difficult. I know how it is. You should be an obsessed kind of person like me to do something like that. So, not everybody's like that. So, I think although it's not the ideal situation, if you cannot have the ideal situation, you don't, do nothing about it. You shouldn't just, okay, then leave it because it's not ideal. Because anyway, what is ideal in this world, right? So it's better to do something at least. And what I see is that they are developing very nicely. So I'm very happy with that. They are very dedicated.
It's very nice the way you have spoken about your love for practice and your love for learning. And I think this should be definitely something that the young dancers or young students from anywhere, whether it is in India or outside, should be making a note of, that you should definitely look out for your teacher. But then when the teacher is not around, you should make sure you continue your practice, whether you have a performance or not, or whether you're learning a new item or not. Whatever you have learned, it should not go off. Wonderfully said, Kamalakshi. Yes. Baladeva, next question is for you. So you are a generation artist. You have got music from your father. So can you take us back to how you started and what you started with him, and then how you entered into the Indian music scene, and what is your future goal? So your musical journey.
Nice. Actually, I am a descendant of the almost failed Varna Ashram Dharma. Because of my previous lives and my karma, I born as the son of my father. My father was a huge musician. Just now, I can see the size of his passion, absolutely, because he's dedicated all his life. He lives his parents and family in the city and went to a big city to become a musician with 16 years old. It's almost enunciated for to the world. So he did music since ever. He learned a little bit with my grandfather that was also a musician, and then he went to the conservatory music schools and classical schools. But my father was much more. In that time, there wasn't the internet, so he was really a good researcher. He traveled, finding music everywhere he got. So he had concerts for music all around the world, not India, because this was very difficult to get. At that time, almost impossible for Brazilian to really get a tape or a vinyl or some record of Asian.
Yes.
But since child, I was a small baby, he sit me in the piano and start to teach me the concepts of harmony and melodies, and he gave me the technical instructions of the system, but much more. I think he was doing me a kind of training in some shakti of passion that my perception of music just flowed. And I am different from him at this point because my father likes to research and play different music from great composers. In my case, I like to create songs. So that's what I dedicate my life. I just do music. So I always work with it. And now my goal is keep doing. Now I'm helping other artists. I have a studio. I'm an audio engineer, so I'm also helping other artists to record their works. And I just from 5 years to now, I released 3 albums of my group called Rendevous. That it's a mix with fusion classical guitar, with acoustic rock guitar, with Bengali Indian style to do some Bhagavad Purana, Bhagavad Gita, Vaishnava prayers, and now we just released the Shikshastakam. Very great work we did. But my plan, so because of I travel all the big conferences and continents in the world, in the big marketplace, because I really was doing my efforts to get a huge success in the music and the world music. And then I met nice people and I produced albums outside in Morocco with friends. I'm always trying to do this kind of things. But when I reached India in 2014 with my group Seven Estrello, then my life changed. I went to Vrindavan. That's another history. I go to another race, reading the Bhagavad Purana. I heard about Narada Muni, so I went to the Veena. Then your mother-in-law, my great Guruji, as Kamalakshi you met before, accepted me as her disciple, and she's doing a great job blessing me to advance in that. So I'm just working on in this lockdown and a new album of 90s rock and roll in English. I will release here in India, I think, this year. And my future plan is I will do a new version of Purandara Das songs with the Veena that I really appreciate from the 15th century. And after that, I start the composition of Isha Upanishad. So I'm doing the third song now in different ragas in totally in Carnatic system. So I will call some friends and I hope you also help me to find nice spiritual musicians so we can do this work as a service for the ancient culture.
For sure. Raghunandan, are you in the viewers? He just spoke about Purandara Dasa because Raghunandan has done a lot of research and he has brought in few things. So if he's hearing, I'm sure he's smiling about. Yes. Definitely, it will be a good exchange. So that is a wonderful word. Yes, he just mentioned it there. Yes. And so apart from this is a question to both of you. So Kamalakshi and Baladeva, you both have been into other forms of arts also, apart from classical dance, Bharatanatyam, Kamalakshi, and apart from learning Veena and performing guitar, Baladeva. So what are the other arts that you have had pursued earlier and probably are still continuing?
Well, I started with dance and with classical ballet because that's the most common thing for the Western people. When you have a daughter and you want to put her in some dance, usually that's the way we go. We go for the ballet first. So I started like that, and then I went to the modern ballet, and then other styles, belly dance and ballroom dance, and all Brazilian dances like samba and forró and capoeira, which is a kind of a martial arts fight and dance at the same time, which is very, very nice thing. And after the dance, also I started studying acting. So I went to a professional acting course, and I actually was very much involved in theater and then the cinema and all these things there. But I wanted to join, my love for philosophy and yoga and theater and dance. So that's how I came to the, and I like writing also. I have written one book for kids, and I like very much to write poetry, and he's singing now my poetries, which I don't usually show to anybody, but now everybody will see.
Yeah, I think two of my poetries become new songs for my rock and roll album that it's coming. It's her lyrics.
That's a beautiful amalgamation. Yes.
Yeah, so I think when you like art, you just start liking like everything, and when you dance something, you just feel so much, amazed by all the arts. I learned Mohiniyattam also when I came to India in 2007, but then I thought it was like too much to keep, and then I, decided to stick to Bharatanatyam. And I'm learning also Bharatanatyam because that is very much close, and it helps me a lot with the Bharatanatyam also. So I keep dancing like contemporary dance. I keep doing that. Sometimes I'm working also in some acting things, but Bharatanatyam is the main thing for me. And it takes a lot of our time. So
she's also a great researcher in the contemporary dance. Always she's bringing me some knowledge about it, the history of how contemporary really works in our time. And I myself try to expand her activities when I also do the kind of fusion I try to do here in India,
Yes.
Especially with because our Vaishnava tradition is from Bengal, most of part from Gaudiya Math is there. So actually, the mix of Bengal style with the fusion fits very nice.
Melodious.
In Navana work. So I always invited her to come to join. And in Brazil, that was a huge success. We traveled like a lot of states there, great festivals in the time, 4 years ago. And then we really spread these forms of art that we, mixing theater and music and Sanskrit words. So we were trying to do this. But now, for some reason, the Lord wants us here in India to learn more and to qualify with the word. So that's what we are here. Let's see.
But I think it takes a lot of patience and a lot of satisfaction that you can feel through inside for you to be staying here for this longer periods. With all the challenges, I'm sure that it's not easy. So to the viewers who are watching this, please make a note of the kind of interests that these two have, and you can really not still understand the struggle that they might be going through. But yes, and one of our viewers is requesting to speak in Hindi. सो नमस्ते, आपका स्वागत है. बट काफ़ी सारे लोग यहाँ पे जो हैं व्यूअर्स में वो सिर्फ इंग्लिश जान पाएंगे, तो मैं हिंदी में नहीं बात कर पाऊंगी. पर आपका स्वागत है. सो थैंक यू. या
मैं हिंदी बोल सकती नहीं हूँ.
बट
हिंदी तोरा पाका.
Yes. So before my next question, Baladeva, why don't you say something in Kannada also? I know you're full of surprises. Yes.
No.
No?
Yena samachara. Yena majanagirira.
So there are a lot of things. Yes. My next
Madi Bahala Santoshalaitu for everyone online.
And then you are saying you don't know Kannada. Good, good, good. Very nice. My next question to you, Kamalakshi. So when you started coming and performing in India, Indian classical dance, so what is it that the fellow dancers or other Indian dancers spoke to you, discussed with you, or the festival organizers or other teachers present in the audience? What was their reaction? Was it different from what you expected? I didn't expect much, I guess. So I was just coming and seeing, like, let's see what will happen. Right? For me, it was unexpected to perform here in the first place because I thought like people will not give some space for a Westerner dancer. So, but when I got that chance, it was very nice. Very nice because in Brazil, if I perform, everybody will say, oh, so nice, that's so different, it's so interesting. But they don't know the dance. So even if I do some nonsense, they might like it. But here,
It's usual. This happens.
yeah. But here I was thinking like, okay, now this is a serious thing because these people know what I'm doing. So I better do it right. So it was very nice. Actually, I got a lot of support from many people since the beginning. And the organizers, they have been very kind to me always. We performed in the Kathak Mahotsav, for example, with Kartik Rat, which is not here with us anymore. And he became like a father to me. He was so amazing, I have no words to describe what he has done. We became very close and it was just amazing. And so many other organizers who gave me a lot of support, and
Orissa.
Yes.
Orissa power.
And then, people also, some people, they were coming to me and saying, like, oh, you even are doing Aramandi and everything, because they think, like, if you're a Westerner, okay, so just come and do something, but you'll not know really how to dance, because, in some places, I got something like that. And at other times, some people were coming to me and saying, oh, I'm bringing my daughter to watch you dance, or my granddaughter, because, she wants to learn salsa and this and that, and you are Brazilian and you are dancing our dance. So I got a lot of different kind of things like that, which it was all very supportive, very nice. Although, in the field of dance, with other dancers, it's not always like that. But I think it's not just about me, because I'm Brazilian. Maybe a little bit, for some people it will be like that. But what I see nowadays, there is a lot of flattering kind of attitude. Like if they see somebody became big in the dance field, they will just, oh, you are so great, you are so amazing, I want to watch all your lives, and I want to go to all your performances, and I'll take a selfie with you, and I'll put on my Instagram, and it will be so great, But they're not that much professional, even though they are dancers. And sometimes they don't know how to appreciate somebody who is a good dancer, but who is not in a big position. So these things happen everywhere, actually. It's not only here. It's the same thing in Brazil. It's the same thing in other places.
Yes.
But it's sad to see that in Indian dance, because it's expected that the Indian dancers will have different kind of understanding about art and all that. But in general, people, both the public and the organizers, they have been very, very supportive. And some dancers also have been really amazing and giving a lot of support.
Especially, Manasi, when we have the chief guests, what I said coming and performing, it's that the chief guest, we went to Andhra Pradesh festival. It was Satyabama, and there was a lady of Kuchipudi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she became amazing with Kamalakshi performance. From all, she expressed that in her speech in the end, like, it's beautiful to see a Brazilian coming and doing, because Kamalakshi is very dedicated. And also now Viviakti last time, the chief guest in the chair, the Viviakti festival also, she She, was amazing. I just want to say that there is the first drummer of my first band, Prime, just called Eduardo Faleiro Dudu, and it's his birthday. I will call you. Happy birthday and alive, my friend.
Happy birthday, yes. It's wonderful. I think both of you are able to express it very openly, your thoughts, because of your consistency with the practice that you have and you being so much still on the ground. I think that is what makes the difference. So you don't have to plan to have a courage to open up your heart while talking. So I think it's something really amazing. It's very good. It's very good, yes. My next question is, your families are in Brazil. And because of all the global crisis that we have right now, they must be really concerned about you, and you must be really, really concerned about them. So what are their thoughts about both of you and your son being so far off from being close to them?
We are here since September, and 2018 we live here for 1 year. So actually, we are always in contact with them because we miss them a lot. But now with the lockdown, we're talking with them more often. So I call my mother, if not every day, one day after another day, because she's also with my grandmother, and I'm very connected with both of them. And my father is not there anymore. My sister is married. So what happened is that I talk with my mother, and I say, I see that they are fine. Now in Brazil, the cases are increasing, and we are having a political conflict in the middle of this pandemic. Our president just quit with the Minister of Health in the middle of his work because of political interest. Okay, we don't talk about it. So even with the case coming increase, and it will be a difficult time now there, I see that my family, relatives, and friends that I talk, they're fine. And I see that my mother's knowing our situation here, because the government of India are doing a really good work we are seeing from here. It's totally different from what we are seeing from them. People are working together, trying to save more lives as possible, trying to respect the orders of the authorities. So, so my mother actually are very happy that we are here. She told me, so she's happy that we are here now. She knows our work and our passion for what we are doing here, the purpose. So they are very, Luis is saying that delicate situation in Brazil. Yeah, it's because it is becoming more in the world now.
Yes. It's something that we cannot really foresee and control, but the efforts should be going on. Very true. And with the Kamalakshi, I personally met and saw that your parents really miss you, and even Neil Madhav. But I think it's a strong love that they are sending from there by staying there and letting you pursue your love for your arts. So when do you wish to see them in India and prepare some chai for them in your Bangalore home? Definitely. Yes. I think Alessandra must be looking into this. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Kamalakshi is not in anxiety because of chai.
Chai is the chai.
No problem.
Chai is also no problem.
We don't have chai like here, right, Manasi?
Other things, you'll see other layers of depth in that item. And you are also a different person than you were before. So everything gets transformed and gets mature. So there is no excuse for not practicing, actually. What we have to do is that we have to practice again and again. And the more we practice, the more we'll get from this art. That's the only way. It's like if you're going to the ocean, you have to dive. If you're just coming a little bit and just washing your feel all this, the waves coming and bathing your whole body, you'll not feel that. There is no way. If you want to get the entire thing, you have to just jump into it. You cannot just go little lazy kind of thing. You have to really, go for it. Yes.
My advice in music because music is the dance of the sound. Absolutely. The dance is the movements for the sound, and the music it's the movements of the sound to make the sound dance. My advice, what I see in this journey, and I see already two generations of musicians in my country and outside the country where I've been. I still get in touch with bands and groups and artists from all the parts of the world that I connect in these world conventions of music. Is that sometimes, and this is what I learned with my father, Manasi, we got it's like a way in the music, a genre or a technique or something in that instrument, and we stay there. And we don't open. For my passion is to create. I really want to see different. I think in the dance, Kamalakshi do the same. That's why she keeps, researching in contemporary dance and other kinds of dance, because this also helps in what you are really dedicating. In music, I do the same. After I study Carnatic system now, also, my conception of Western, everything just expand like it was like an explosion, like bam. So I think that we have to, open and look for the cultures, the cultures all around the world that are being lost because everybody it's living the same culture. I don't know which culture is this. The philosophers of the contemporary times call the monoculture. It's just one culture. It's using genes, eating burger, getting intoxication. You have to be very sexy, and then you have to have followers in the web media. I don't know. This is the culture now. Everybody with a mobile phone and thinking the same things in the Google. What you thought is in the Google, it's there. So you think about it. No, I think we have the opportunity to really go up. And the more expensive, it's not in the outside. The expensive, it's inside. So we have to go. That's a good opportunity we are having with this crisis we are having, because this is also a reaction of our past actions. And I'll tell you, we human beings exploited a lot the planet. And we are living an artificial life. If we don't make we don't take advantage of this opportunity to make a real change in everything, in our conscious and in our vision and our system of education, and develop the culture for this social education and the taking care of the society, the business relation, then this is just the beginning of how Louise Winter said, the Kali Yuga will just go.
Yes. True, very true. And it's very, very, very well said. I'm sure that the viewers are really enjoying the kind of open-hearted talk that you're having with all of us. My next request is if you would like to demonstrate a little piece that you're working out on right now, both of you, and then we go for your final message to the viewers. So anything that you would like to demonstrate, both of you?
Do you want to do the new thing?
Como já?
Alguma coisa nova sua? New something you are working. You are asking something really new. The practice.
Yes. Or work in progress, or the recent new, or something from the treasure. No problem. Something from the treasure basket.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yes, what we are working out together that is very nice, it's the mixing with the ancient dance and music in the Vina. And there is one music from Purandara Das, that is the album that I want to do yet, record, that we can do now. It's something that we are working on it. So I'll just prepare here, we have a nice, and then we try. Give me just 1 minute.
Sure. Kamalakshi, you want to express something that I have missed out on asking to the viewers?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me.
Oh yes, it's been a while that we have had chai together. That is for sure, and then conversations on dance. That is something that we have to do in person again.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes.
Other things, you'll see other layers of depth in that item. And you are also a different person than you were before. So everything gets transformed and gets mature. So there is no excuse for not practicing, actually. What we have to do is that we have to practice again and again. And the more we practice, the more we'll get from this art. That's the only way. It's like if you're going to the ocean, you have to dive. If you're just coming a little bit and just watching your feel all this, the waves coming and bathing your whole body, you'll not feel that. There is no way. If you want to get the entire thing, you have to just jump into it. You cannot just go little lazy kind of thing. You have to really, go for it. Yeah.
Yes.
My advice in music because music is the dance of the sound. Absolutely. The dance is the move. For the sound and the music. It's the movements of the sound to make the sound dance. My advice, what I see in this journey, and I see all. I see already 2 generations of musicians in my country and outside the country where I've been. I still get in touch with bands and groups and artists from all the parts of the world that I connect in these world conventions of music. Is that sometimes, and this is what I learned with my father, Manasi. We got, it's like a way in the music, a genre or a technique or something. something in that instrument, and we stay there. And we don't, we don't open. For my passion is to create. I really want to see different. I think in the dance, Kamalakshi do the same. That's why she keeps, researching in contemporary dance and other kinds of dance, because this also helps in what you are really dedicating. In music, I do the same. After I study Carnatic system now, also, my conception of Western, everything just expand, like it was like an explosion, like boom. So I think that we have to, open and look for the cultures, the cultures all around the world are being lost because everybody it's living the same culture. I don't know which culture is this. The philosophers of the contemporary times call the monoculture. It's just one culture. It's using genes, eating burger, getting intoxication. You have to be very sexy, and then you have to have followers in the web media. I don't know. This is the culture now. Everybody with a mobile phone is, thinking the same things in the Google. What you thought is in the Google, it's there, so you think about it. No, I think we have the opportunity to really go up, and the more expensive, it's not in the outside. The expensive, it's inside. So we have to go. That's a good opportunity we are having with this crisis we are having, because this is also a reaction of our past actions. And I'll tell you, we human beings exploited a lot the planet. And, we are living an artificial life. If we don't make we don't take advantage of this opportunity to make a real change in everything, in our conscious and in our vision and our system of education, and develop the culture for this social education and the taking care of the society, the business relation, then this is just the beginning of how Louise Winter said, the Kali Yuga will just go.
Yes. True, very true. And it's very, very, very well said. I'm sure that the viewers are really enjoying the kind of open-hearted talk that you're having with all of us. My next request is if you would like to demonstrate a little piece that you're working out on right now, both of you, and then we go for your final message to the viewers. So anything that you would like to demonstrate, both of you?
Do you want to do the new thing?
Como já? É que você falou?
Alguma coisa nova sua? New, something you are working. You are asking something really new. The press.
Yes. Or work in progress, or the recent new, or something from the treasure. No problem. Something from the treasure basket.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yes, what we are working out together that it's very nice, it's the mixing with the ancient dance and music in the Vina. And there is one music from Purandara Das, that is the album that I want to do yet, record, that we can do now. It's something that we are working on it. So I'll just prepare here, we have a nice, and then we talk. Give me just 1 minute. Give me just 1 minute.
Sure. Kamalakshi, you want to express something that I have missed out on asking to the viewers?
Oh, I don't know.
You tell me. Oh yes, it's been a while that we have had chai together, that is for sure, and then conversations on dance, that is something that we have to do in person again.
Definitely.
Yes. And looking forward to see Alessandra and Nanda soon again with the dance performances. The Veena is there. Yes. Beautiful. Okay.
It's not ready, huh? Yes.
For this song, should be more high. I'll come close, and Kamalakshi can go in the back.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, the vision will be different.
Beautiful piece, beautiful. It's a beautiful amalgamation.
I don't know if you could see anything.
I could see, and we could relate to some Nritya Hastas and the Charis, Bhumi Charis, certain Karanas in the movements, and a lot of Natya Shastra. Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
the
have
music.
been studying the Bharatanatyam a lot. And
Yes.
I think the Bharatanatyam is something that gets very well with other kinds of songs also, which is not only the classical thing, the Carnatic songs and all. I feel it's easier to use the karanas for anything. It's really something that you can see in many dances, these movements and all.
Yes.
So I want also to take the opportunity to thank my Bharatanatyam guru, Shraddha Prabhu Kumar. She's a disciple of Padma Subramanian, and she's just an amazing teacher, an amazing dancer, and an amazing person. She's really like all that I have heard before coming to India about what a guru is. She's that and much more, you know. She's really amazing, and she has been teaching a lot to me. So thanks to her, I have been learning that and doing all these experiments with the karanas.
Yes, very nice. And the music was very nice as well. So you want to say the message or the meaning of that song to some of the viewers who they couldn't follow? The meaning of the lyrics.
Kamala Jadala. It's the, Kamala is the lotus. So that's a glorification of, Lord Krishna and his pastimes also. It's, Lord Krishna came to this earth and rishis recognize him, the acharyas, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu himself here on earth, living in great pastimes. So it says about, his Leela with his uncle Kamsa. That is a version of this song also. That's why that's the problem of internet and gurus and lines, because sometimes they they sing Kamsa, and sometimes they sing another Asura. I forgot. I saw a version that it's not Kamsa in that. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that, the lotus eyes of the Lord protect their devotees, from the bad, persons and from the what is not right. And at the same time, that's why Kamalakshi also in the end lay down like Vishnu and the powers in the Sindhu Karana, because it's a notion of mercy. So I'm not expert on the Sanskrit words, and my gurus always teach me the meaning of it. And because I know the history is from the philosophy part, so I can feel some words in Sanskrit are there. The others I'm going learning, trying to get the meaning, because also the meaning are very expensive. And the basics, it's about this, the expansion of the Lord and his, what he brings for us here. It's a divine song. Purandara Das is a great devotee. So I always felt that that's why I want to do a work with this. I'm not, that's the criticism I have for the music, the singers in India. Sometimes when we listen 100 Indian singers, they all look the same. So I don't try to imitate the Indian singers. Timbre of my own voice, and I try to apply it in the Carnatic system and see the personality in that. So I will see how it suits, but I really love the song. And when Kamalakshi listened to it, she also wants to do a dance, so that's what we did. And we did in Brazil this performance also, and the result was amazing. People really enjoy. So let's see where we go with it.
Yes.
We want to do it more.
It was very nice that you could both spend time and speak your heart out and talk about the things that you're working out on while being in Bangalore right now and your plans. Please share your final word to all our viewers.
My final words is that thank you so much, Manasi, for this great opportunity to talk, to connect your social media web from our social media in Brazil. I become very, happy to see so many Brazilians. Some of them don't speak English, like Hiran said, and still watching us and sharing this moment with us. It's a great opportunity to talk while we're here. We really hope that the season that it's bringing us the opportunity to do so many meetings online finish, and we could really meet and making the festivals again, because in our culture the principle is to festival, the meaning of festival is to join the people, and be together and give hugs and listen to good music and see good dance and taste amazing prasadam foods and share deep knowledge and deep realization, open their hearts. We are needing a life with more truth, a life with, not masks anymore, and to respect every species in itself, the rivers and everything, because this is a great opportunity to change the way we were doing. It wasn't fun. And I see that even with all the science people still didn't got. I had experience here already in India. People have to see that we have to take care of each other. We have to be compassionate with each other. Even now, that global economic crash, it's already installed. It's a global.
Yes,
it's not in India. It's not in Brazil. It's not in US. If the human beings don't work together, don't be gentle, with each other, help each other. Is the principle of every great religion, compassion, and help each other, live as a family. This is a great opportunity. So I really hope that we can learn with this.
True. Very nice. Thank you. I want to say only one thing to finish on my side, but it's not my phrase. I'll just speak what someone else has spoken, because that is a much better person than me, so he can say better. Yudhishthira Maharaj, he says in the Mahabharata, those who protect the Dharma are protected by the Dharma. So I think if we keep that in mind, everything will change. Each person has its own dharma, and each thing has a proper way to be done. And if we just stick to it and do what is right, everything will go right. That's the world and nature is always searching for balance. So even something like what is happening now is just the nature pursuing to find again the balance. So we should also go in that way, find the balance and do what we have to do, be in the proper place, do things properly, and everything will be okay.
Yeah, you're leaving us with a
Namaskar again.
Namaste again. Instagram allows 60 minutes non-stop and then we are just out.
Yeah.
So it's a technical concern that we have once we cross 60 minutes, but not a problem. We are connected again here. I wanted to wrap up on a proper smooth note, and we will be putting excerpts of this conversation of today back on YouTube. So everybody who has missed out on the live streaming can enjoy a full-fledged. And so I didn't want to miss on the wrap-up.
Nice.
So very nice that you both spoke, and it's wonderful to have you on the Rendezvous 4th episode of the online version. And it was wonderful to have deep conversations, and looking forward to seeing more performances and more work and more output. Wishing you good luck for Natya Yoga in India as well, and may both of you have more students in India and from Brazil and even from other parts of the world.
Thank you, Manasi. Thank you so much.
Abhivyakti always
Thank you
can
so
count
much.
on us.
Surely, yes. To all the viewers, thank you once again, viewers from Brazil and from India. That's Manasi here. Thank you once again for joining us. Thank you so much, and wish you a very good day ahead. Stay safe, stay indoors. Let's pray together that the global crisis go off. Let there be arts everywhere. Thank you.
Bye, Manasi.